Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video we're covering the reserve map. I'm going to go through the major keys you should worry about, all the spawns, extracts, scav boss, everything you need to know for reserve. So if you're new to the map, this is the place to be checking it out. I'd highly recommend that if you're going to be following me along in the actual video, you have it up on a second monitor on your phone so then you can actually explore the map at the same time as well, as that will really help you get your bearings of the map. Anyway, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So the reserve map is one of those maps where it is great for PvP and for looting and making money. It's probably the most profitable map in the actual game for how quickly you can get in, grab some loot and get out. Most of the money runs that I've made have generally gone to reserve these days, as if I want to make money, that's the map I go to. So it's just one of those things. There's so many places you can go, you can spawn anywhere in the map, and you can make a lot of money. It draws a lot of attention, particularly early wipe, because of that. The later the wipe gets, the easier it should be able to make money on the map, but then also the prices of items go down. Now, Reserve is a 12-player map, has a scav boss on there called Glucker. I call him Glucker. It's Gluha. And he has either 5 or 6 minions. And he spawns, generally, there's like 5 locations that he spawns. And if you don't have the gear and guns to fight him, he'll pretty much just run through you because they all just charge you. So you got to be very careful, but you can snipe him from range. And early on in the wipe, people love to farm him because it's just so much good gear. So just be careful of that if you are traveling around this map. As for keys, there are a lot of keys for this map. I think in total it's about 30, maybe 32. I'll have like a cool keys and not so cool keys like picture put up right now, so you can actually see which keys I take. The actual loadout I take into this map now is I take a key tool with 16 keys, and then I take an empty docs case. And people are like, why would you take an empty docs case when you could take a sick case? The reason is there is so many intelligence spawns in this map. I think last time I checked, I did a video, it was 40, but after that they added an extra 5. So it's 45 intelligence spawns. So they sell just on their own for about 150 to 300,000 rubles, depending on where they are in the wipe. So if you can find at least one of them, you've already made up for that that docs case. And then you can put like bitcoins and cash that you find and just other random stuff that fits in docs cases can go inside there too. So overall, I find that the best way of doing it, but it's all up to you how you want to do it. If you try and go sick case, doc case, it's just too much room taken up, because I also take in a paracord, and because there's a Red Rebel extract, which is you need to have a paracord, a Red Rebel melee weapon, and then if you're not wearing body armor but you can wear armored rig, you can extract through one of the extracts on the map. So lots going on, but it's one of those great maps. It's one, when you learn it, after you've learned it, you're gonna love it because it'll make you so much money and you'll have some cool fights on it. A lot of people ask me which maps you should learn first. I always say you should learn customs, so you can get your tasks done, but then learn either reserve or interchange so you can make money, because both reserve and interchange you can make a lot of money without needing to have any keys. Keys make the actual map more beneficial, but it's not required. Anyway, let's get into the raid. All right, guys, and welcome to reserve. Now with this map, there is a lot to cover. This is going to be a pretty lengthy one. But I'm going to try and teach you as much as I can about each of the buildings and what you should worry about with each area. And yeah, just all the little ins and outs of everything. So I put myself up on the highest point to give you a bit of a bearing of the land, the layout of the map. Starting on the left-hand side here, we have like this open bunker field. There are spawns along the backside here, and it goes all the way along that edge right there. This is the train station area where the train comes in towards the end of the map, so like one of the exfils. You've got a building along here which has a heap of pretty much a little bit of barter items on this end, and then there's a room in here that's really good for weapon stuff. The black and white knights, these two here, there's a lot of keys and rooms inside here that have a lot of barter trade items, jackets and weapon parts and that, including the roofs are pretty good. There's 2 buildings down the back here, which are pretty good. One of them's got a marked room in it, it's the one on the other side of the train station. The other one's got like an intel spawn and some stuff. I'll cover all that. Coming over to this side, so let's go with King. It changes name. We're confident it's just a King now. With this building right here, it's probably one of the most highly looted buildings, and it's nearly always looted very early on because of all the high value loot items that are in there. Down to this side, you got one of the bishops over this side, and then you have another bishop over here. This one is a medical building full of medical supplies, and then this one has a heap of really high value items as well. Black and white rook over here. These ones are mostly weapons and weapon ammunition spawns and stuff like that. And then you have the dome on top of here, which is filled with just a lot of random items, really. Inside this building here, you have a bunker system that goes down. That bunker system actually leads down underneath this building here. And there's a heap of stuff that you can loot underneath here, as well as just more recently added to the game, there's a full bunker system that's located underneath the helipad right here too, which all five of these buildings right here connect to. And there's a staircase that goes down into the main bunker system. But like I said, there is a lot going on here, and I'll try and cover as much as I can. So starting up the top of the dome, there is some weapon crate spawns in that. You can get an SVD on top of the roof here. We're going to go straight inside. Now, I'm going to forget some of the key names, so I'm not going to stress too much about it. But intel spawn on top of here. I'll have all the keys pop up on the screen when I unlock the rooms, but if I do remember, I will say it. So there's also some ammunition like BT ammo for 545 could spawn inside that room, and some weapon parts. Nothing too crazy right there. This door doesn't open at all. You have a key right here. It's either RB-KORL or KPRL for this one. Intel spawns inside here and on top of here. There's a couple of intel spawns here. This is the new key RLSSA or RLSA inside here. This is actually a really good room. I don't know what the key's selling for anymore, but you get some food spawns, and there's an intel spawn on top of the desk here. 2 filing cabinets, and then on top of this you can get like heaps of just, I don't know, like high value items, not like bitcoins and stuff like that. You can jump out of the window there if you want to get a quick way out of the building as well. But like softcoms, the military transmitters, and a lot of other items that are just good value per square. Intel spawn on top of the desk here, and there's another intel spawn on top of the desk here. I did miss a room on the second floor, actually. I'll quickly run back up. I can't remember the name of this key right here. But inside this room down here, there's a heap of like relays and I think some toolboxes and stuff. So I don't personally think this is actually the best key. But, you know, there's some spawns in here if you're actually interested in it. Like I said, a couple of toolboxes and then some like relays and stuff. You can jump down. And you won't break your legs, so... Now, over this side here, if you do have the Red Rebel, being this item right here, and also the paracord, and you're not wearing any body armor, you can extract from anywhere in the map. If you come over to here, you can extract here. And, yeah, it's pretty sweet for that. Inside here, you've got a intel spawn on top of there, an intel spawn over here, an intel spawn on top of the safe. You've got the safe, computer, weapon cabinet. There's a lot going on in this map, guys. A reserve key spawns on top of the filing cabinet there. And an AK spawns on the couch. Busy room, busy map. Okay, RB, this is a KORL, KPRL. It's the other one to the other one, alright? Safe up there, and then weapon cabinet here. Mosins have been spawning all the time now. You can get cash inside this little thing there. Safe there. Intel spawn on top of that, and you've got, obviously, the weapon crates and stuff there. I'm going to have to belt feed a lot of this because there is a lot to fit in. So, this isn't going to be just a loot guide. I want to try and explain the map and the layout and tips and tricks of how to survive it and that. So, if you're new to the map, I'm going to try and give you the best explanation I can of the actual layout of the map. Now, these automatic grenade launchers, they take a second to load out. I'm going to show you 2 points that you should take note of. That's really handy to know. So, if you spawn up the top here, and you run straight across to here, and you see someone on the left-hand side, just say where I'm aiming my head right now, running left to right into the King building. What you want to do is see this room. They're going to run in there. You just literally wait right here. Once they run in, bam. That one bullet goes right in the middle of the room. All right, so all you got to go is like that. They're dead. I've killed so many people with that one. All right, on the other side here, you're looking over at this building right here. You've got people. This is the drop-down room, and I'm going to explain it. So these windows right here, particularly that bottom floor, a lot of people go inside there. I'm pretty sure it's about there. That was negative 1.1. So if I go about 0.7, do a little line across, bam. Anyone in those rooms are now dead. You could just do a full big burst though, make sure you kill everyone, and then it works really well. So it's just a good thing to know. Memorize those little kind of spots. Have a bit of fun with it, and you actually get a fair few kills from doing it. Alright, we're going to go down into the bunker system. At least down to the tunnels, through the tunnels initially. We have the toolbox there. Be careful of that hole. If you fall down that hole, you do die. And we'll be running down all the way to the bottom here. But yeah, if you are shooting the AGL or make grenade launcher, don't sit on it for long. Do your burst and then get out. As soon as you shoot that first bullet, people will come in for you. On top of here, you can get some pretty good spawns. Duffel bag at the back, and you can get some more weapon parts along here. There's a reserve key that spawns inside this little shelf here. I do need to do an updated reserve key guide where all the spawns are. There are a lot of keys to this map. 31 keys in total. 29 of them are useful. Another key that spawns in the back in the shelving here. Now, all throughout the bottom here, there is plenty of other spawns. There are a lot of people that camp down here and waiting for people to like come here towards the end of the raid to extract, because there's a new extract down here, and I'm going to show you that. Now, inside the back here, you got an intel spawn just on the back here. You've got the computer, filing cabinet, and safe. Make sure you check behind here for aces, AESAs. They're worth about 400,000 to 600,000 depending on when it is in the wipe. Jump straight down here. You got an intel spawn on top of the coil there, and another one on top of the desk. Now I'm not going to run back here to show it after the power's been switched on, but running through the back here, just be careful of players that hide behind here as well for you to run past. You can get spawns on top of here like relays and that. There is a hidden duffel bag. It's not a really popular one. It's only a duffel bag, but that duffel bag, go prone, crouch forward, press F, and you'll loot it. As you run along here, just be really careful of people camping in this spot. Intel spawn on the ground, another one on the top, duffel bag here. There's some military spawns, like military tech spawns there. 2 jackets, and then now this is the newer extract, the D-2 extract. The power needs to be on, and once the power's on, you flick that right there, and you just run straight out. It's really straightforward once the power's on, but people do camp it, so just be careful with that one. Now, there is heaps and heaps of loot. I'm not going to show all of it. I do have a full in-depth loot guide for this map, which you can check out all the loot if you really want to know everything for every single room. But I'm just going to try and give you the bearings of the layout. Now, careful people that camp up on top of here. There's always, not always, but the high chance of like barter trade items and fuel and motors and all that on the ground here. Down the bottom as you're running across. All the way all up to the end here. And then just be careful of people hiding behind these doors. What they do is they open the door, or they close the door and then open it. They wouldn't be behind this one, but they sit like this, so when you run past, they shoot you in the back. But it's more this door here. The people will hide in the corner, either there or here. They'll wait for someone to open the door, and then when that person goes past, they shoot them. It's just a lame thing that people do. Just better off knowing about that. Coming up here, we are now pretty much through the main bunker. So from anything further of this is the bunker system underneath the helipad. So just be careful of this whole area. There was raiders that were spawning underneath it. I haven't seen them very often anymore. I haven't seen them in a while, so I don't know if they moved them or not, or changed the spawns or whatever. But just be careful of that. I'm not going to show the actual bunker system just yet. I want to show the upstairs buildings first, and we might finish in those bunker systems. Now, this is the first of the Rook buildings. There is an intel spawn there. I'm going to run outside just here, just so you can see get your bearings. So there is the helicopter there. Facing the back of the helicopter, you got white Rook, a white pawn. I hope I'm talking it right with Rook. Rook's not the horse, is it? Anyway, duffel bag. I personally don't. I don't spend too much time in this building at all. The main rooms that I want to look at is on the 2nd and 3rd floor. Rook's a castle. Alright, I got that wrong. So these are pawns. So this is Orb 2 or Orb 1. I think this is Orb 2. Inside here, you can see all the weapon parts. This is easy money. Like when you actually come in here with a backpack and you've got all the keys and that, you can literally just loot all this kind of random stuff. and you'll always come out with plenty of money. Actually, it's the 4th floor. So, I wouldn't worry about that floor at all. Go to the next one. And then you've got the next room here. I'm pretty sure this is orb 1. I'll have the keys up the top to make sure. There's an intel spawn on the ground right here. There's all your weapon parts along the edges. See this like BT ammo? It adds up, and you can actually early wipe in particular and make a lot of money. These AKs, I know I'm sitting on a couple of guns at the moment, but for example, if you pick up that AK and you take off the mag just like that, and it'll have BP ammo in it, which it's not the worst ammo. It's like middle tier ammo. So it gives you the option if you want to take that ammo, you can use it. On top of this filing cabinet, you can get like vases and stuff too, which is pretty cool. Now moving up to the roof. On the roof, you've got 3 jackets along this wall here. Just be careful, someone's sniping from the top of the dome. They can actually slot you there. On top of this, military tech spawns. Really high value in there. And then you can get some weapon parts and ammunition inside this on the shelves. Just take note that in offline mode, you actually don't get anywhere near as good loot. The last thing I want to show you that is of importance is on top of these here, you can get an intel spawn there. That's pretty much everything you need to know for that building. I'm going to push straight across into the helicopter to show you the spawns of stuff inside the helicopter. And then we'll go across to the black pawn. So once you're in the helicopter, you've got the weapon crate that I just literally ran across. Intel spawn on top of here. Weapon crate there, and there's one more weapon crate up top of here. Very risky place to go, but if you want to check it out, you know, go for it. Now this building is very contested early. On the right hand side here, you have a med bag, and you can get med spawns on top of it. I'm going to go up before I go down. So second floor is really good for meds. All along the back here. You can find meds on all these shelves, like there's a morphine just there. Med bag there. All along here, you can check out for meds. Going down the other side, this is the last of the orb keys. This is orb 3 key, if I'm not mistaken. And this is another one where you'll nearly always get a gun in here. So if you're really low in cash, you get one of the orb keys, you'll nearly always get an AK. You can come in with like no gun at all or just run up and get an AK. And then you got all the weapon parts along the outside here. Now, there's also like weapon crates, filing cabinets, and there's also another weapon crate down the other end. But if you go up to the next floor, on the left-hand side here, this room is probably the worst key in the game when it comes, or worst key for reserve. I literally cannot find the intel spawn that happens in here. There's an intel spawn on the desk. I've seen it happen on videos, and then there's gold chains that spawn up here. I've done this room like, I would say in excess of 500 times, and never found the key spawn on there. So coming out here, on the roof there's an SVD spawn. There's not really anything to worry about on the top floors here. You can check, you know, for meds and stuff up here, but personally I don't really ever go up on this floor. On the roof you will see people go up here. There's an SVD spawn underneath here, and there's some like ammo and that up top here, but I always find it's really like risky. Really easy to get seen up here from the dome. Personally I don't like going up on top of this roof. It's up to you if you want to do it though. Now we're going to go completely down into the bottom of this building. The scav boss and his minions also do spawn in this building, so just be careful of that too. The scav boss on this map has himself plus up to 6 minions. Usually it's 5 or 6. And it's pretty ferocious. Now this is the RB-PK room. This is the first of the marked rooms for this building, for this map. So as you can see in a marked room, you can get stuff like a key tool, and you know, like guns and stuff like that. So if you don't know what marked rooms are, and this is the first time you're watching a map, marked rooms have key tools, docs cases. It can have med boxes, grenade boxes, ammo boxes. So really high value items could be spawning in here. So just be cautious of that. And then this one, I can't remember the name of the key. I'll have it up on the screen for you, but this one's really good for guns too. You can actually get a really pimped out AK on that shelf right there. Otherwise, you get your AKSs down there. Sights, mags, ammo, all on top of that right there. As for the rest of that building, that's pretty much it for there. We're going to run straight down to the Bishop building down the end here. And with this building, you'll nearly always have someone running in here straight away at the start of the match. So, the whole bottom floor, there isn't a large amount of stuff to worry about too much. There's a jacket here and a grenade box on the shelf there if you're interested in that stuff. This is RBAM. This is honestly one of my favorite rooms for the actual map. You get like military tech spawns on the end down there. You get fire steels, which is a streamer item, and toolkits and stuff. And there's like a filter, an air filter or something that spawns on there, the big ones. And then intel spawn right there. You got the jacket. You can get mags and weapon parts all along here. And then you got a toolbox. It's just a really good room. Really good bang for buck for that key. As for the second floor, the main room you want to worry about is this one. You'll have usually just med spawns. There's a sugar there, but med spawns along here. And a couple of military spawns along here, but you also get the med bag there. Rest of this floor, there's not really much to worry about. There's a few, like, there's a grenade box and a couple other random little things. I personally don't spend too much time on the second floor. Third floor is what everyone fights over. There's nothing really of value on this last room here, or on this room here. There is a couple of weapon boxes, but the main people are fighting over the stuff that spawns in this room, being, you've got, see, the MGT and the military filter here. So there's heaps of spawns of that stuff up there. In the next room, it's the same. You come in here on the left-hand side, like you see one right there. You can also get more up there. For this room, you can get vertexes and tetrises. Tetris spawns here, and a vertex spawns over here. So they're really high-value items. And then on top, on this floor here, you can get the iridiums and mill tech spawns along the bottom here and across the top here. So just be... like, people will be fighting over this. Now, we're going down to the RB-AK room. This door right here is the RB-AK. I don't even hold on to the key. It's just not worth it. But on these shelves here, graphics cards and Tetrises are rampant. You'll find them a lot. And that's why this building is usually the building that everyone runs to at the very start. As for spawns, the spawns that are all along the back here, nearly all these people will just be running straight for this building at the start of a raid. We always find that the first 5 minutes of reserve is pretty crazy, and then... yeah, and then it kind of dies off after that. If you're wondering how to get out of windows really quickly, like see how I clipped that one then? I sprint and then I jump and press control, and you don't even clip it. You can literally continue sprinting. If you are worried about going out the front because of other people, go to this corner, jump and crouch, and then you'll just go out like that. Which is, I usually go out the back, not the front. If you want to go in there, you can go in and go out down into the tunnels and the bunker that goes underneath the helicopter, but we'll cover that shortly. Now, this building is filled with meds. So this is a full med building. You've got morphine, all spawns along here. On top of here, there's more meds. Pretty much every room of this building, oops, it's got meds in it. So on the floor, see on that pile, there's an adrenaline. There's nearly always like a med inside those piles. So just be looking for that. Along the backs, all those shelves. Going upstairs, inside this room here, this is either KSM or SMP. I'll have the keys come up so you guys can be sure of it. This one's the better of the two rooms. There's heaps of meds along here, all along the back here. On an online game, this one would be like really rampant with meds. And then same with these outside rooms. This room's probably the best of the unlocked rooms that are starting unlocked. Nearly always find meds on the back shelving and on the side here. And then running down the far end here is the other one. I'm pretty sure this one's the SMP key. And then so in here you've got, you know, more meds, duffel bag, more meds, and again on the floor again. Now, if I was going to be looting this room and I wanted to get straight across to the King building, I would literally just run and I would jump and crouch and then go down onto that sandbag and then straight into that doorway right there. But we're actually going to go back in real quick so I can show some stuff underneath. Other cool things inside this room is there's a intel spawn right there. There's heaps of food spawns underneath here. There is more meds inside this room and a med bag right there. So this is another one of those med rooms. And then you can get barter trade items and stuff and food and drink down here. And there's also a reserve key there. I can't remember which key it is. So I haven't found that key yet, but I know it spawns there. The next building I'm going to touch on is King. This building's a pretty massive building. I'll pretty much go anti-clockwise from here to cover it all. So you want to check the shelves here. And you can sometimes have stuff located on top of the shelf right here, but it's not very often. So check the shelves as you go around, and then you won't see the item, but see how it's there? That's a pretty big item. Right, that's worth about 400 to 600k depending on. Look how big it is. It just gets, they're all hidden inside there. And see how it's hidden there. You can also have hidden items right here. I found Tetrises and stuff literally right there. I don't know why it just goes through the floor. It just does. See how it just disappears like that? So there'll be like a Tetris or stuff that spawns there. Items can spawn there on the seat here and down here. Could also be Tetrises. So just be cautious of that. Inside here, Intel spawn. There's one there, and there's also one on top of there. You can find all your tech spawns inside on top of these shelves. Tetrises, graphics cards, all that good stuff. We're going to go down before we go up this time. So down here, there's 2 keys to worry about. First one's this one. There's 2 Intel spawns inside this room. Like pretty much one there and there. Or I've had 2 at the same time. And then on this side, this is more of like your FP400 air filter thingy-majiggies that spawn in here. So they spawn in here. You get fire steels, toolkits, and you got your 2 toolkits right there. Or set of tools, not toolkits. You can get barter trade items in here, but I don't stress too much about it. We're going to go straight upstairs. The second floor, I don't really bother looting. There's relays and stuff that spawn in here in a filing cabinet or 2. I personally, I don't bother with this room. It's up to you. More filing cabinets. And there's tech spawns down here, but I just don't find the value. Like, the time spent looking at these rooms, I just generally don't find the loot of value. But, you know, you can get a graphics card or, you know, a Tetris from time to time, but I'm generally I'm an in and out kind of man, you know? I don't mess about. As for this third floor, the top floor, Intel spawn on top of the desk here. You can find some like food and drink and barter trade items on the shelves there. You can see that food there, or the milk there, and then you got the healing there. So oh, by the way, you can go outside onto the roof here if you really want to. If you need a quick extract or a quick escape. Just remember that you can literally jump out of any of these windows, right? So if you're cornered in a room, don't stick around and try and run out that doorway to your death. Just get out. Jump out a window and run away. All right. Coming around the corner here, there are barter trade spawns all through these shelves here. Nothing too crazy to worry about. There's a door here that's locked. I think it's RBOP or RS or something. I can't remember. Nothing really crazy in here. The only good thing about here is you actually got a really good overview of this room here. But the thing is, you can literally do it in the room next door. You can sometimes get an AK on the shelving here, but never really found anything of value. AK is there as well. But like I said, never found anything of real value. These shelves are money. So when I was saying about the grenade launcher aiming down and watching for people, these shelves here is where people are running for. All in the back shelves here, top of these shelves here, where these caps are, like all this stuff. Like see how there's the MGT here. Like, this is the stuff that people are running in for, but usually on an online game, it's a lot more spawns of it. As for the rest of this building, that pretty much covers the majority of it. This pretty much takes us back to where the starting point is. From here, instead of going to show the rest of the map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the rest of the underground area, because we're just about there. Now, there is like 5 entrances to the underground area, or 6 kinda. And this underground area is it's pretty easy to navigate once you do a lap of it. Once you've, like, pretty much from here, you go all the way down to the end, you turn right, you go all the way down to the end over there, and just keep going it, and you can pretty much do a big giant rectangle. But there is a lot of high value items down here, and a lot of really good stuff. So you got like toolboxes and lots of barter items and stuff that you can grab. So these big wooden crates are actually really good value. So this one's a technical supply one, and it will have like barter trade items, like your toolkits, light bulbs, helixes. The next one here, this is all meds. So this one will be like, you know, any of your healing items. And then the last one should be food and drink. It'll be called a rations one. There'll be cigarettes and food and drink. So once you see those big wooden crates and you start learning which ones are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones, when you're after specific items for quests, say there's a quest called Bad Habit, and you got to hand in like 5 or 7 different cigarettes of each different cigarette. Like, you can grab 2 of them right here. So it just really helps with that stuff. And there's a fair bit of that stuff down here as well. Now, this is the power to get to the extract inside the bunker. Once you flick that on, you can now use that D2 extract. Once that power's on though and people know it, they're going to start camping it. This room here, always check these shelves. So see that military cable there? The amount of money I can find in a raid just in these shelves at the back here is incredible. Now, if I was to go directly straight through there and then you go up, that pretty much goes back to where we went down to that tunnel and it took us to the extract. The fastest way to the extract is to go down to the end there, turn left and go directly straight. You'll see the staircase going down into the tunnels to get out. I just want to show you around this way, just because at the back of the Bishop building, there is actually a fair bit of loot too that you can grab. So that's where we came in at the start. We ran across there. But if you do come up here and then you turn left, just inside here, there's like heaps of random little loot spawns that you can see. Like you got your duffel bag here, but I know there's a room at the end that's pretty good. You got another one of these weapon crates here. This is a ration one. But off the top of my head, I can't remember where all the spawns are. But when I have explored around here, I've actually found some good stuff. So if you want to scavenge around and try and find all these items, this is a pretty cool room just for its aesthetics. But if you want to scavenge around and find all the items, you can actually, you know, find some pretty cool stuff. Like another ration one. So it all does, another toolbox there. Another ration one there. So food, drink, all over that stuff here. You got weapon parts in here. So don't pay off this underground section. It's actually pretty good money and pretty good value. Weapon crate. And it goes down the back end here too. So you can search all these rooms to get all the little ins and outs and value. Now that we're on the outside again, we're going to be heading towards the Black and White Night, and then from there we have the train station and the other marked room to go. So, like I said, a lot to cover, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can to teach you as much as I can. Either this map or Interchange needs to be your go-to map for making money when you first learn the game. You don't need keys really, or if you do want to get keys, they're actually quite cheap compared to, say, Shoreline. Shoreline keys can be quite expensive, and it's a lot harder to survive that map, in my opinion. Alright, so the first of the night buildings, there's a lot of keys in here to worry about, but the first thing you want to be doing when you start playing Tarkov is looting every jacket you find to try and grab as many keys as you can get. It will save you a lot of money in the long run. Right, so jackets are always great, and this building has plenty of them. So in the next one here, these are all MP keys. So it's RB-MP, and then it'll be a different number for each one. I'll just have them pop up on the screen because it'll be a lot easier. So you've got jackets and spawns along the bottom here. There's another jacket in here, and then there's two more down the end here with the duffel bag. So keep searching these every time you come in here. That room on the side there doesn't really have much to worry about. Both these doors here are locked, but they have intel spawns and other good stuff in here. So intel spawns and then barter traded items. So if you're checking the seat, the tables, and there's a jacket there as well. You're coming down straight down to the end here. And then you've got more intel spawns, a gun spawn. There's actually a pimped out gun that spawns on top of the shelf here as well. And filing cabinets. And you can be looting all these filing cabinets as well. If you wanted to make, just to get all that extra little bit of money. You've got the toolbox there. I think it's more jackets here. 2 more jackets here. And then 2 more filing cabinets here. And then we're going to go... And by the way, these rooms, they don't really have like large value in them. So that's why I'm not really showing them to you. Like I said, if you want to know all the little spawns of absolutely everything, I've got a full in-depth guide for all the spawns there in this map. And I can show you on the link below. Alright, so computers here. And filing cabinet. And you got... Oh my god, got stuck. In this one, another jacket and 3 more filing cabinets. So these are very contested areas early on. So just be cognizant of that. But on the outside here, there's not really a lot of loot spawns that you can get. Cool thing about this map is you can actually kind of parkour through parts of it. You can jump up here. And a little cheeky spot that I like to sit in when I just want to mess about is actually this spot right here. You're pretty well covered. And you can snipe people. Because a lot of people always run around this area. So... You know, and you can even, like, snipe the dome from up here and stuff like that, so... And there's also gun spawns up there. Now, you heard that train. That is the train extract. The armored train. So, the first time the horn goes off, that means there's, like, 1 minute till it departs. I don't know if that's the train arriving horn. So, it toots once when it arrives, and then it toots once when it's got a minute to go. So I'll try and go as quickly as I can to show you the train. Otherwise, I might have to add that to the video at the end. So there's the 2 jackets as you come in. Sorry, 3 jackets. There's another one on the other side. I think there's more filing cabinets in here. And then no toolbox in this one. Sorry. Down this end, this is another locked room. Filing cabinet, and you can get an intel spawn on that chair right there. Inside this room here, med spawns down the bottom right, and I think there's med spawns there too. Alright, so that's the train leaving. Unfortunately, I'll have to record that on a separate video for you. But there's the train spawn. Come up to the roof. There is not really much in that room there. Filing cabinet there. There's the weapon box. Weapon parts around here. Duffel bag there. Now, if you go down this hole, you'll fall to your death. On top of here, you can actually get some really cool weapon parts. So, like the sights and all that. You used to be able to get thermal sights up here. I don't know if they're still up here. And you can see the train departing right there. So, it usually departs about 10 minutes after it arrives. I think it's about 8 minutes. So, just be cognizant of that. I say cognizant a lot, haven't I? Now, as you drop down, there is another way up here as well. You've got the gun spawns up the top here. And you can, as you can see, there is so much loot in here that it's just... doesn't matter which building you go into, you can make money. Or what keys you have. You can just capitalize on what keys you actually do have. And then you've got more spawns of stuff down the back here. So, that's pretty much everything for this building. I like to just jump and crouch and go off there. Or you can go down here. Now, if you wanted to come up this way, there is a toolbox in here, by the way. But say you're on the outside of this building and you want to go in and up, just step on top of that there and then just jump and walk forward. All right, I see so many people do this like weird, like they'll be standing here and they'll be like, oh my god, I can't get up. Just walk over here, jump, and just keep walking forward and then jump again. Don't go anything too crazy. All right, jumping out of this, jump and crouch, and then you can go straight through that. You don't have to worry about that. And then heading this way. This is that big long building that I showed you on the left-hand side when we're up on Dome. There's a few weapon crates and stuff up throughout this building, but the main room that everyone's after is RBST. In here, you've got tank batteries and then other random gun spawns and stuff like that. So, as you come in, there's heaps of weapon crates, tank batteries here. And then you've got also other spawns of items all along the edges here. You also have grenade boxes here, 2 grenade boxes, a weapon crate here, another weapon crate here, and another weapon crate here. And then just check the back here as well for loot spawns of stuff as well, like the B25 foregrip and stuff like that. So, pretty solid room when it comes to loot. But most people go in there for the tank battery. As for the outside of the map, there are a couple of spawns that you can worry about. I will put a little separate addition onto the video for the train that we've missed that. And I'll also show you how to get through the Hermetic Door. Now, there is an underground section pretty much underneath this section right here. For the train station area here, the scav boss can spawn in there, Glucker and all his mates. Glucker can also spawn into this area too with all his mates. He can also spawn underneath where I'm about to head. So, I've got the train station here where the train pulled up. And we've got the underground section and the Hermetic Door over there. And then we've got the last little rooms over there. So, I'm going to go into the underground section here. There's a jacket there. And then, if you can get all 4 of these keys early in a wipe, it is an absolute money maker, particularly if people start pressing the button randomly for you. So you run straight down here and there's these 4 cages. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You unlock these 4 cages. There's 4 different keys for each, or 1 different key for each cage. And there's between 4 and 6 of these in each of them. This has got rations and mostly technical spawns inside this one. So there's a technical, ration, medical, and there's like another one back here. Technical. And there's 4 of these cages. Now, the scav boss can spawn down here, so just be careful of that. But, and also scavs will be down here too. If you just come in here with a backpack or a mate and a couple of backpacks, you can literally just fill these 2 backpacks up with all that loot. Then you hear someone finally press the hermetic door button, which I'll show that in a minute. And you can literally just run up here, and once the siren's going off, you can extract. This light will be green, and you can just extract from it. So just go here, and you'll be able to extract. So just need the power on. So now there are a couple of cheeky things that people don't know about. I've never really seen these. I've actually never seen these ever looted. I've only ever looted them myself. So you need to jump up onto this. There's a couple of ways. You can go on the back here. If you're having a little bit of a hard time, go right there. It might be a bit easier. Walk on top of that. You want to tap forward, shift, and then jump. So like that, and you'll jump across there and just jump a second time. And you've got another box over here. This is for a ration one. You'll need all this like strafe walk into that to jump over that one. And then on top of this one's the harder one. It takes a little bit of practice. I hope we'll be able to get it first go. And then you've got a technical supply crate here. So these ones are nearly never touched. So you don't even need keys to get to those ones. So there are other spawns down the back. Inside here you can like find paracords and stuff like that. But as for the hermetic door, it's a very popular one, but the second that siren goes off, some people do try and camp it. Be careful of someone camping inside the top of this, I don't know what you call it, like a vehicle. I think most people drop down onto it. Oh my god, my strength too high. They'll literally just lay prone, wait for someone to run past, and then just shoot them as they go in. So just be careful of that. There is a couple of spawns on top of these bunkers, some med spawns and some weapon crates and stuff like that if you're worried about that. Inside this building, mostly just paracord and some barter trades that you can worry about. Paracord and that, jacket, weapon crate, but a lot of barter items, like toolbox, barter items on this one, barter items here, and also outside here. This is the other building that has the marked room in it. So for this one right here, this is the RB, I want to say AOK, RB AOK. You can get weapon attachments here, and then AK spawns along here, kind of like in the orb room so I was talking about earlier. Run all the way down to the other end here, and then this is the RB VOK, which has the other marked room in it. So grenade launcher right here. If you've never seen one, I don't know. Oops. I don't think they'll be around in it. No. And, yeah, so there's the it's guns and all your weapon crates, weapon boxes and that. Oh, no, weapon boxes don't spawn in there anymore. As for this room right here, this one doesn't really get touched too much, but duffel bag there, weapon crate in this one, right there, and then an intel spawn right here. Now, beside that, for the rest of this map, there isn't a large amount to show you. I haven't showed you the bunkers on either side. The main things that spawn in the bunkers is, on this side, the bunkers over the far end in the open field, you can find tank batteries on top of it next to the tanks, or the 30mm shells, and a lot of barter trade items. The bunker that's on the far end on this side, there's a bunker down the far end. Aces, the AESA is worth like 400,000 to 600,000. They do spawn in there, but they're pretty rare. Besides that, guys, I'm gonna click my fingers and I'm gonna appear in front of the button right next to the the pawn building, and then I'll show you the hermetic door and the scav extract, and then that'll be pretty much it. All right, now we're in front of the white pawn building. There is the lever right here for the hermetic door. So, pretty much what you need to do is you press this. You got 5 minutes to extract, and that siren will go off. As soon as you press that siren, everyone knows that someone's in that room. And if they're on the dome, they'll be looking down at you. If they're in any of these buildings, they'll be looking over at you. Now there is a scav player extract, the same as the one on Interchange and Short and Woods, that no one ever uses, and it's at the end of this road down there. So I don't ever see anyone use it. The only time I ever see someone use it is if they're a streamer, and that's about it. Be a little bit careful of these towers up here too. That tower there and the one over there and all that, because people do sit in them and snipe. That one right there, I actually do sit on top of a fair bit. So pretty much from there, you just sprint along here. It's very straightforward, and you'll turn right. The light is now green instead of red, and you can extract. So yeah, that is pretty much all of Reserve. Hopefully you guys have found it good. One thing I forgot to mention from the lever is also this room right here. It's one of the new marked rooms. The issue with this room is it's just always got trash items. It's got an ADAR in it. The best I've found in here is a teapot, and there's literally nothing else here of value. There's 2 filing cabinets, and I've honestly never found anything. I've done like 40 runs of this, and like I said, the best thing I've found is a teapot. Maybe in the future they might actually make it that you can see around the map or some shit with the power on. But for now, that is it. So as you can see here at the 21-minute mark, it varies a little bit from time to time, but the train does rock up. You can jump onto it. I highly suggest not doing it. I've had some weird shit happen when I've done that. Now, generally when the train rocks up, raiders will spawn around it in this area too. So just be careful of that. And now that the train's here, you can go on it. You can search the containers on site inside it, or you can you just hang out like back. There's another container there. Or you can hang back and like sit, I don't know, anywhere else but inside the train. I usually sit inside the building if I wanted to, instead of actually going on the train straight away. And then in about 7 to 8 minutes, sometimes 9 minutes, it'll leave. So it's pretty straightforward. You just got to wait around. You'll hear the horn once that it's about to leave, and then you'll hear it again. You'll hear a double horn when it's leaving. So when the double horn goes, it literally closes its door like 3 seconds later. So you need to be like on the train by the time the double horn happens. So here's the first alarm, or the first toot of the horn. And then you've got about a minute. So that was about 14:17. It was about 7 minutes after it arrived. Take a seat on the old train. And then literally 1 minute later we'll be extracting. And there's the second one. 2, 3, and they're shut. Yeah, it was about 50 seconds later. So that's how the train extract works on the map. All right, so from black and white night, you got black one on over here, white one over here. There is another extract that I want to show you guys, and this one is the sewer extract. Now, this one requires you to have no backpack, and it's used for most of the money runs that I use on this map. It's located right here, and you can either go underneath the truck, you can, hide on this side or on this side. But I would highly suggest that if you are going to hide here, just be very careful of people that camp in this area here. There is a scav extract on behind there, and people do like to camp in that building to kill people that are coming for this extract. It's one of those risky ones because it's out in the open. People can also be sniping you from the top of the tower up here. So literally, it's one of those ones. I usually just sit right here, and it's just generally enough that's good enough that you don't get killed. But just be careful of that because, yeah, pretty good chance you're going to get fucked up. So guys, thanks for watching another video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go to the actual player playlist, or the map playlist with all the maps on it. We're updating them all, making sure they're all up to date for you guys. When any of the changes happen, the major changes like expansions, we'll be sure to update that map guide as well. Like always, if you've got any questions, chuck them down in the comments below. Make sure you like and comment for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help out with exposure to these guides, particularly because I update them a lot. they always have a lot lower viewership, and therefore they're not as like findable in the YouTube algorithm because I update them so frequently to make sure you guys have the best information I can. So it really does help, cost you nothing. Anyway, besides that, usual drill, smash the shit out of the like button, subscribe for future content, notification bell, and I do stream on Twitch every day of the week, so go to the link below, give me a follow over there. And yeah, lastly, I'll see you next time.